everybody, how's it going? In this Webeo, I'm going to continue the Indian high-speed line from Ahmedabad to Jaipur. Continue, you may ask? Well, to see the first part of this mega series, I would suggest that you watch the previous Webeo, which was a high-speed railway line from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, which transported people at speeds of up to 350 kilometers per hour and went between the two cities in only 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now this next part will be from Ahmedabad to Jaipur, and this one will have a top speed of 350 kilometers again, and it will have travel time between Ahmedabad and Jaipur of only 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now this is all part of a big high-speed plan I'm proposing that will connect India's western cities from Mumbai to Delhi via Ahmedabad and Jaipur, and then eventually Delhi, which will be in the next Webeo. So specifically in the Ahmedabad to Jaipur route, the line will have a top speed of 350 kilometers as I said, but the top speed is not hit everywhere due to couple mountains in the Aravalli range in southwestern Rajasthan right here. So in this area here, which is near a station called Beawar, especially a little bit further to the south, the top speed will be only between 250 and 300 kilometers per hour, and a short section near Ajmer junction also will have a speed of only 250 to 300 kilometers per hour, but the rest of the line is 350 kilometers per hour. Also, I want to mention what the different colors all mean. So the purple stations are what I call the ultra high speed stations. These are the stations where all the trains will stop. For example, Mumbai, Ahmedabad and Jaipur, all the trains will stop when they're on their way to Delhi. So this will serve as a highest speed option. However, I want to serve local communities as well with this line. So the orange stations are the regional high speed stops. They're still served by high-speed trains, but these trains stop at more stations and they may take a little more time to get to the ultimate destination, but the fact that they're more regionally serving is what the point is. So many of these cities can actually serve as satellite cities to the big cities, especially as the big cities are becoming very overcrowded. For example, Mehsana, Palanpur, Ajmer, these can all serve as edge cities to the big cities of Jaipur and Ahmedabad as these become much more crowded. I believe Jaipur is the 9th most populated city in India. Ahmedabad is the 6th most populated city in India. Both are experiencing rapid growth and rapid crowding. So to alleviate those crowding issues, I think that building stops in these places right here, especially the ones closer to these cities right here, will help alleviate that. Also, let's get into the colors of the line. Now most of this line is pink. Now pink indicates that it runs along the current alignment, but it will be upgraded from 2 tracks to 4 tracks. So most of this line is 2 tracks, and actually in Rajasthan it's not even electrified. So it will have to be electrified and then upgraded to 4 tracks. The green indicates brand new on-ground alignments. Magenta you'll see later in the actual detailed view of the line. Magenta will be significant viaducts, for example over the Saraswati River near Sidhpur, which is later on in this Webeo. The light blue will be no change at all, just electrification. You will see this most of the time near the big cities and on the local high-speed spurs that serve the smaller cities as the ultra high-speed line bypasses them. For example, Beawar has the regional high-speed go into the station while the ultra high-speed will bypass it. Finally, we have the color dark blue. Now dark blue is going to be new tunnels. Let's face it, there are quite a few mountains, especially in the Aravalli range and near the cities of Ajmer especially, and many other cities along this line have the ultra high speed trains going through a tunnel underneath the city, as the city itself does not have enough room for an on-ground expansion. So that's the gist of the line. Remember, up to 350 kilometers per hour between Ahmedabad and Jaipur, travel time of only 1 hour and 50 minutes on the ultra high speed, and it will serve all these communities, and it will not be for that high of a price compared to building a brand new high speed line, considering most of it is on existing alignment. So it won't take that much more money to just upgrade this rather than building a new 400 to 450 kilometer per line straight through. Because if you build a line with speeds that fast. It may be faster, but a big factor in India is ticket prices. You want to keep ticket prices low, and the only way to do that is to make the line as affordable as possible for all users. So with that out of the way, let's zoom in to Ahmedabad. Okay, so this is Ahmedabad Central Railway Station. This is a stop on the ultra high speed line. Going south, you will have trains going to Mumbai, but this Webeo, as I said, will focus on Ahmedabad to Jaipur. So going from Ahmedabad, as I said, the light blue indicates that it is on the existing alignment, so nothing has to be done in terms of widening. So line continues until just across the river here in Keshavnagar, where it goes into a yard onto a brand new alignment. This is to avoid all the sharp turns in the yard and to connect it with a later northwestern line going here. After this curve right here, it will join the existing 2-track line, which is not even electrified. So we'll have to upgrade it to 4 tracks and electrify it. And it'll continue northwest of Ahmedabad to the next station, Kodiyar, Gandhinagar. Now the station here is Kodiyar railway station, but is the closest to Gandhinagar, which is actually the capital of Gujarat. Gujarat's capital recently shifted from Ahmedabad to Gandhinagar, but I think such a station here is in a prime location. It's also close to the ring road, the Sardar Patel ring road, so it could spur development from automobile traffic as well, building some type of edge city here. Not to mention, it is halfway between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, and it is a quick shuttle ride away from Gandhinagar, assuming trains can operate this route. So there's a lot of potential in Kodiyar station right here, which is why I'm making regional high-speed stops here. So after that, the line continues. It's going to be upgraded to 4 tracks and electrified, continuing through northwest of Ahmedabad into the farms here. Now this will be at a speed of 350 kilometers per hour. Now right here there's quite a bit sharp turn, so I had to make this go straighter, but not too many farms will be affected by that compared to a fully new alignment. So I'm going to just continue through. It's not that much really to talk about. Now just south of Mehsana, the line deviates to the east a little bit and then comes west. So all the trains will go like this here. There's a small viaduct over this river here, but nothing too bad. Remember, viaducts are going to be magenta, and these are mainly viaducts over valleys and more often mountains. So here's where we get into another regional high-speed stop. Now the regional high-speed trains will go on to this existing line here, which I drew as light blue, so that'll stop at the station here and continue on. But the ultra high speed trains, there's not enough room to build a new set of tracks through here. The houses come too close. Not to mention that trying to build a bypass around this would be much more expensive than what I decided to do, which was just to build a tunnel underneath the town. And Mehsana again has a lot of potential for being a potential edge city for Ahmedabad. It's only a couple kilometers north of especially Gandhinagar, so that's why I built a stop here. It has a pretty sizable population of around 600,000 people as well, and it serves as a major railway junction to slower lines. After Mehsana, the line continues, some curve straightening here, nothing too much. In the village of Bandhu, there'll have to be a tunnel here because there was no way in trying to make this go all the way around here or all the way around here, which would be much cheap. Like this way would be much more expensive than just building a tunnel. The tunnel would be cheaper actually. So after that, the line will go back onto the existing alignment. That'll just be upgraded and it'll continue. I'm going to zoom out a little because there's not much to say until Sidhpur. Now Sidhpur was a little pain to do. You have a curve here, so you could curve straighten, but then you'd intersect with State Highway 41, which is a busy corridor, not to mention that the houses come really close. So the only option I had to available was actually to route it to the east and make a new bridge over the Saraswati River, which would be 0.7 kilometers long because the Saraswati River is actually pretty wide. And then after that, it'll come back and rejoin the existing line. Now that stays for most of the time. There's some curve straightening to the south as we just passed, but the next station is Palanpur. Palanpur has a very similar layout, as you can see, to Mehsana. If you see Mehsana and Palanpur, if you remember, Mehsana was the tunnel for ultra high speed and the existing track for the regional high speed. Now you go back here, it's the same thing. So just think about how Mehsana was, and that's how Palanpur will be. So after Palanpur, the line will continue along this existing line here. It will be upgraded to 4 tracks. Now right here there will be a small bridge over this river here, but nothing too much, and there's a new alignment here. But this is where it gets a little more interesting. In this region here, the line's top speed will have to drop to 300 kilometers per hour as it approaches the Rajasthan state border, because there are a lot more mountains here. There's some curve straightening here and some minor viaducts over some creeks here, but the main point is that this will now parallel the West Banas River valley. Now the West Banas River is a big river connecting Rajasthan with Gujarat and out to the Arabian Sea. In fact, this is the border with Rajasthan and Gujarat right here. So in this border region, the top speed will only be 350 kilometers per hour. No, 300 kilometers per hour rather. And after the border, it will drop to 250 kilometers per hour, because there's so many turns here, and it turned out that there was some hills here, so I couldn't make a major curve straightening through this area here near Chandar Rawati. So after that, the line finally will rejoin the speed of 350 kilometers per hour. Nothing much, same idea. Remember, green is brand new alignments. I don't want to waste your time with discussing the same thing, as it's basically the same thing over and over again. So this is all at 350 kilometers per hour. It continues ever further northeast to Jaipur. Near this area here, near Banas, the line will have to go on a new alignment here, but nothing too bad. And then we'll continue on the existing track. Oh yeah, and by the way, the new alignments, I plan all 4 tracks to be on the new alignment. It'll just be much easier than just constructing flying junctions over every place the new line goes away from the old line. Now the exceptions of that are when there are old stations on the old line, because some trains cannot bypass them. So I understand that, but when all the trains can go onto the new segment, that's going to be the most efficient. Now this area right here, the top speed will here be again 300 kilometers per hour. Wow, I need to make sure I say the right stuff. 300 kilometers per hour through this tunnel here, and then a new alignment here until it gets back to a speed of 350 kilometers per hour. A small tunnel here due to a ridge, but nothing too bad. So this is all at 350 kilometers per hour. Not many stations left, so even the regional high speed will have a pretty big speed advantage over the express trains that exist on this line. And this line isn't even an electrified line, so the express trains don't go at a top speed of more than 80 kilometers per hour. And remember, this here now is 350 kilometers per hour. So nothing too much, just keeps going northeast. The colors, as I said, pink is upgrading 2 tracks to 4 tracks and electrifying them. Green is brand new alignment, and magenta is new viaducts. So nothing too much. I'm going to even zoom out a little. But right here, just west of Beawar, is where we get into a bit of bottleneck. So between Raipur and Beawar, the top speed's only going to be 250 kilometers per hour, because it has to cross through this mountain range here. So I'm actually going to go down and go through this in detail. So there's going to be a small creek here, and this part right here, all 4 tracks will be using this new alignment. I'm actually thinking of creating new colors for a new alignment for all tracks and new alignment for only the high speed tracks, because that could play a big difference in how land planning goes. So after that, the line continues, and here I made it curve like this, and as you can see, there are a lot of mountains, and Google Earth has a fantastic terrain feature. In fact, I'm going to zoom in right now. So it may not look like much. I've actually done something similar to this in the North Carolina high-speed rail video, but you can see I'm trying to make this go through a valley because there's a lot of mountains on each side, and high-speed rail hates elevation changes. So I love that feature of Google Earth. It also gives you the elevation, as you can see in the lower right hand corner. So I use that to my advantage to see where the line can go to minimize the gradients of the line. So the line continues, and this is still at 250 kilometers per hour. It passes through this ridge here. There's going to be a small tunnel here right after the highway here, which is National Highway 8, I believe. and then after this tunnel rather, there's a small section like this where it's mixture of new alignment, a viaduct over a valley here. I'll actually zoom in to show you that yes, that is a valley, and then there's a big tunnel I'll have to build in here too, and then finally it goes back to the regular alignment. Now this right here will only have 2 tracks, as there's a station right here, the Manpura station, so that will have 2 tracks going this way. So after that the line goes back to this upgraded 4-track alignment, and it's still at a speed of 250 kilometers per hour. Now here's where it gets interesting. Beawar is quite a bit away, but it's kind of like on a backwards L shape or a U shape almost. So the regional high-speed trains will go on the existing line through Beawar, stop there, and then continue on. The ultra high-speed, though, I made a brand new express bypass route, and this will go to the northwest, and this will have speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. Not 350 because the curves are not that, they're not as wide as 350. Believe it or not, and this actually comes from physics. You know that F equals mv squared over r, right? So increasing the speed only a little bit will actually increase the amount of radius required to make the centripetal forces equal. So that's why I made the speed only 300 kilometers per hour. It's still plenty fast. For example, Germany's fastest trains go at 300 kilometers per hour. So do Europe, the UK's trains. Now France's trains go up to 320 kilometers per hour on some of the TGV lines. But this still shows how fast 300 kilometers per hour is. So it rejoins the existing line, and now it's 350 kilometers per hour again. Most of it just upgrading to 4 tracks. But there are a couple sections that I made some new alignments through curve straightening. Now this is the next kind of bottleneck area near Ajmer. So I had to make the line decrease speed to 250 kilometers per hour again. And Ajmer station will be a stop for the regional high speed only. The ultra high speed will not stop here. Now I made a small tunnel here, and then it goes on a new alignment here, and then it's a mixture of existing alignment and new alignment, and these new alignments will have 4 tracks here and then 2 tracks here because there's a station right here, the Madar railway station. So I made this 2 tracks, and the slow trains, not even the regional high speed, just the slow trains will use the existing line here. Now I made a stop at Ajmer because it's among the biggest cities in Rajasthan, believe it or not. It's the end of the Ajmer-Jaipur expressway, which connects Jaipur with Ajmer. It's around a 130 kilometer drive, not per hour. I'm so used to saying per hour, but it's 130 kilometers between the 2 cities, which is around 80 miles if you're coming from the USA like I am. So Ajmer is a pretty important place that has a population of around 800,000 people. Now ironically, I'm naming this Ajmer Junction even though the station here has its name Ajmer Junction. So I'm going to rename that Ajmer Central and this Ajmer Junction, because this serves as like the junction to get into most places in the city and its southern suburbs here, like Parbatpura. So after Ajmer, it continues on the existing alignment. Here, Kishangarh, there will be a 1.7 kilometer long tunnel, and then a new alignment here. It'll continue. Now this is basically desert, so there's not that many developments or even farms for that matter. So it's relatively easy. And now right here, a really long 25 kilometer segment of brand new tracks. It's just based on how the existing line goes. I felt that it would just be worth it making all the high speed, both ultra and regional trains go through here. So it'll bypass Naraina and Pulera. So the local trains, or like the slow trains, will still serve these stations along the existing line here, and I'm showing all the existing railway lines on Google Earth. But the new trains, the high-speed trains, will go on this alignment here, and rejoin and Rojri continue through. At Asalpur, just to the east, there's going to be a small viaduct over the river, but nothing too much. Continue through, 4 tracks upgraded. The next station is Gokulpura. Now this is at the western end of Jaipur, but it's on the Ajmer expressway right here. So it connects to many northern and southern and western suburbs who want to go to like Ahmedabad, Mumbai, for example. So I think building like these edge city stations are very important. as you can serve a large region. It's not just Gokulpura itself, it's going to be all of this right here, which is not in central Jaipur, so they don't have to risk the infinite price of taking a rickshaw to Jaipur and then taking a train from there. Now granted, Jaipur will be an ultra high speed stop, but Gokulpura will be a regional high speed stop and serve much of the outskirts areas which are actually experiencing the highest booming population. So after Gokulpura, the line continues and it will end in Jaipur here. Now before we leave, Jaipur is going to be very interesting. If you have seen my Canada high-speed rail video, you know that in Montreal, the train actually reverses directions there between Quebec and Montreal, and then Montreal to Ottawa to Toronto. Here it will be a similar case because Jaipur will have to reverse direction and then go up this way. This is a line that goes to Delhi, not that. This one will eventually loop around and go to Uttar Pradesh, but we want to go via Haryana to Delhi. This would be the long way. That would go to Agra and whatnot. So I decided that the trains can switch directions here. The only way to do that is through electric multiple units. So electric multiple units are basically trains where they have motors in each coach basically, and most newer trains are using electrical multiple units, but they don't need discrete locomotives to be shifted around all the place. So that's why I think EMUs will be a perfect fit on this electric line. So with that out of the way, let's zoom back and get the big picture of the result of the line. So there you have it, 447 kilometers in only 1 hour and 50 minutes between Ahmedabad and Jaipur on the ultra high speed line. It is very fast. It will boost the economy on the Mumbai to Delhi industrial corridor as they call it, and it will relieve crowding from the big cities and spur economic development in India. India is poised to become the biggest economy in the world by the year 2050, and it needs high-speed rail. But at the same time, it needs affordable high-speed rail. Lots of people in India will not be able to afford the fanciest, fastest high-speed rail. So this is still very fast, but I made the line's routing so that the compromise between cost and speed was like reduced. In other words, like it's like the equilibrium point where you optimize basically a function based on those two variables. So that's it. That's the line between Ahmedabad and Jaipur. Just one segment between Mumbai and Delhi. The first part was from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. I have a link to that video in the description, and the next video will be from Jaipur to Delhi. I've not laid out that route yet, but after that video is published, I'll put a link to that video in this video as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.